What is up, survivors? Today for our Taming 101 we're going to talk about how to tame the new Bloodstalker, the guy that climbs up in the trees, that likes to pull you off, likes to try to kill you. This is a new creature added to the Ark Genesis map, and it is sitting in a bog biome. These guys have a lot of cool little tricks to them, but taming them can be very difficult, especially when you're out in the bog. I have one, actually, I think two up here on a tree maybe. Oh yeah, got one. I feel like there was two here a second ago. I feel like I'm setting myself up for failure. He's hiding behind the trees. Okay, so he's right there as well. We got two Bloodstalkers sitting out here, and the reason why I'm on a Parasaur, well, I'll explain why I'm on a Parasaur. There are multiple different ways to try to tame these guys, but I'll tell you what works best for me, what has worked best, and what continues to work. Now, to start this off, you need blood packs to tame these guys. And when this map first dropped, we weren't actually able to change the number of blood packs you needed to tame one of these guys because, for whatever reason, if you're running a private server and had the taming modifier kicked up, it really didn't matter. And it took thousands to tame extremely high level Bloodstalkers, which can be kind of annoying considering how hard it is to make blood packs over and over and over and over again. Unless you have a tribe of 500,000 people, then maybe it's considerably easier. But if you're solo, small tribe or whatever, it could be a kind of a pain in the butt. An update did get pushed out that could potentially be fixing that, and we're going to test that on a couple of these guys. Now, these are low level. That was a level 5 that we see in the camera right here, and then back behind the tree line is a level 22. And I'm going to show you how I deal with having multiples of these guys out here. But I do have some standard equipment that's going to help you out a lot, as well as having some sort of tame. Now, in the bog biome, there are Peripherals and there are also Brontos. I would highly suggest using one of these two. The reason why is because they're big. I can stand on the back of the saddle so I can see a bit better, and a lot of things ignore them out here in the bog. Not a lot of stuff just comes out after them. And that way I can focus all my attention at the Bloodstalkers and not so much everything else that's out here. I am currently about halfway in the, I'm at about middle of the bog, but we'll pull up the coordinates. I'm at 75, 71. Primarily, you're going to find these guys up underneath of these big, large trees. They're going to be upside down and they'll be hanging out just like this. Now, if I get too close to this guy, it's going to snatch me with his web and pull me to it. Now, again, I have some admin codes on right now to kind of get me into position so a lot of other stuff wasn't bothering me, but I'm going to turn those off right before we start this so you can see exactly what's going on. These guys don't play around. So, to tame them, you need them to grab you. He's going to grab me with a web, he's going to pull me all the way up to it, and it's going to, normally it would sit there and try to drain my health, but if I have blood packs in my inventory, it will slowly eat the blood packs and the taming bar will go all the way up, and I'll tame the Bloodstalker, and it's fairly simple after that. If you just get caught by one of these guys willy-nilly, you'll have to punch it in order to be broken free. When the web retraction comes out after me, I have a certain amount of time to try to shoot the Bloodstalker, which breaks the web. It stuns it, it'll drop it off the tree or anything else, and it'll actually let me go. But once it latches onto you, you can't use anything in your inventory, in your quick bars or anything. The only thing you can do is punch it. And once you do punch it enough times, either way it's going to let you go, and you better have parachutes or grappling hooks or something like that, or you're going to take a long fall. Some of these spiders are way up in the trees, and this can be kind of a pain in the butt. So I would normally be very picky about what level I tame. How you doing? I would normally be incredibly picky about the levels that I tame, especially with something that takes this much effort. Like I would want a max level or a really high level one. But for sake of argument and how this works, we're just going to pick pretty much any one of them. Now we have one behind the trees and we have one up here that I can see. There very well might be more. Oh, actually, yes, there is. There they are, up here in the trees as well. Yep, 26 hanging out. So these will be all over the trees and they'll grab you. They don't have any restraints as far as that goes. They're going to come after me. So what I'm hoping, and actually now that I'm looking around, there's another one up here. So there's a good amount of them floating around up in this tree. I'm not entirely certain how well this is going to work. Actually, there's another one right there. They're all over this tree. So some equipment you want to bring with you: parachutes and grappling hooks in case you get beat by one, grabbed by one you don't want, in case you just get snatched up, you need a place to get down. Grapple hooks will kind of, that way you can kind of either pull yourself back up in the tree or use the grappling hooks to kind of anchor yourself back down to the ground in the direction you want to go. I would also recommend a spyglass, obviously, so I can scope the area out. And the other thing I would recommend, aside from a decent tame, is a long neck rifle with a scope. The reason why is because I can be out here surveying this environment out of harm's way before they can shoot their webs at me. But if I shoot them with this long neck rifle, they'll drop to the ground, which makes them much easier for me to take care of. Those will run up to me, I can jump on the perisher and take them out without an issue. But your problem is getting them off those trees first. So it's really good to kind of scope, take your time and scope the tree out, scope all the Bloodstalkers out, find the one that you want, and make sure you get rid of all the other ones. So this is 23. But for sake of ease, I think I'm going to try to get this male that's back here. These are way up in the trees. I don't know if I'm going to be close enough for them to grab me without having a grapple hook up there, and I'd rather try to avoid that. So we're going to start by taking some of these out, and yeah. So again, we're in position now. I'm going to start turning off the admin codes here in a second, now that I'm in position, and we'll see how this goes. So as soon as I turned the codes off, this guy came after me. And yeah, this will show you pretty much how this works. So I'm going to start punching this guy because it's going to start trying to drain my health. It's actually going to try to eat my blood packs, and I don't want him to do that either. Oh man. So he tossed me on the ground and I'm getting chased by ants. Alright, back to the horse. Giant horse camel giraffe thing. Alright, so he just grabbed me like literally as soon as I took that coat off. So you need to pay attention to distance as well. And as you can see, he's still chilling up there. I don't like that. So we're going to take matters into our own hands and shoot him off the tree. So he should, I'm saying he, I really don't know if it's a he or a she, should get mad and come after me. Yep, here we go. But it pays off having a decent tame to watch my back while I'm out here. So you gotta be careful with these guys. This is not an easy tame by any means. So these other ones are pretty high up. I don't know if they're gonna come after me or not. But I think we're better off being safe versus sorry. Let's try to fish the rest of these out of here before we try to approach that one behind the trees that we saw. Alright, man, so we made it back to the horse. This is tricky. As you can blatantly see, these guys have hecka long range with these things. You want to be incredibly careful. And again, these parachutes, grapple hooks, these are saving my butt. They don't appear to do a whole lot of melee damage when they do bring you up. So it's more of a psychological for me to freak out than it is to actually be something be wrong. As long as you're prepared and have the right equipment, you're probably going to be fine. So let's get a little bit closer to this guy here. It also looks like they won't snatch me off of the perisher. That's something to pay attention to. Now on our PvE server, I did this with a Brontosaurus and the same thing applied. It looks like larger creatures the Bloodstalker will not try to pull you off of. Now if I rode over there on a Baryonyx, it would snatch me off the Baryonyx and take me away. So we're gonna get a little bit closer to this guy. And this specific one we were trying to tame, which was right here, right above me, right above my little Helena thing, right there. So we're gonna try to get right up underneath of him and jump off the perisher and then see what happens. You gotta come after me. We got about a little over 300 blood packs on us. So we're gonna see if after the update this changed things at all. But we're gonna try to tame it with it. We're gonna see how much it does. So we're looking at what? 376, but we got about 13 minutes before they start expiring, so it looks like he's not interested. Oh, there it goes. See, I had to make fun of him a little bit. Sometimes you gotta tease these things. All right, so again, he's gonna yank me up, he's gonna pull me up, he's gonna take a sweet time. This time, I'm just gonna let him do his thing. I'm gonna get caught up in it. It's gonna be gross, and I'm not gonna like it. But you're gonna see, I'm trying to get the angle right. There it goes. Tamed it. So he ate the blood, 11 blood packs total, and it tamed. So, whew. So we're gonna get this dude out of here and go show you exactly how much fun this thing can be. So alrighty, so we're walking around. Oh god, kind of walking around. little bit. So one of the things to note, obviously, is old circles. I'm going to tell you how that works. I'm going to tell you how the whole thing works. But this vision thing, this is something that the Bloodstalker actually gets when you have it mounted. And I can pull this over maybe orbital so that you can take a look. I'm kind of like latched up underneath this guy when you ride it, so it doesn't have a saddle. You're not going to get the enhanced, you know, the better armor like you would out of the saddled creatures. So you definitely want to watch that. But this little spider vision thing picks creatures out from me pretty far away. I can see that Parasaur all the way down there. So you can kind of see through the bog. It's really convenient in the bog because the bog can be very foggy. You can tell what it is a whiles away. One of the big problems about the bog is those X-Raptors. They can be pretty crazy, and I can see them from a long ways away and I can avoid them. So I have a couple different types of attacks here, and that's the reason why these bubbles are showing up. So the primary attack will shoot one web, and I can use that to reel myself in. And by using the third attack, I can release it. And then also holding in that primary attack kind of reels me in. I have a jump ability as well, and you can kind of combine the two, but you want to break the web if you're getting stuck on things. This can be really weird to get used to using, but once you do master it, you can do some insane things. The secondary attack, which, you know, left trigger, left click, whatever, or left trigger, right click, whatever you have it, whatever you're using, right? So you'll see two objects, right? So I see two circles at me right now. If I pull this, it mounts both of them and it works it like a slingshot. And it can get sent flying. Don't worry about fall damage because this guy won't take any. The other thing to note is stamina. Even though this thing is a low level, stamina is never going to be an issue. You are never going to run out of stamina with this thing. You would have to be flying around like this for days before it matters. But as you can see, I can pick up momentum and use this, and now I can still hit these while I'm in the air still. You can use these to your advantage. They play off each other really well. You can definitely go leaping around the map as if you were Spider-Man. Kind of like a Spider-Man Dr. Octopus sort of combo, but it allows you free roam, travel through the bog biome and most other biomes too. The mobility behind this thing is crazy good. This also makes getting the glitches that are in the bog biome incredibly easier. And the fast travel. The travel on this is insanely fast. I can get around, I'm flipping around the whole bog map very quickly without any issues. And this thing might not be the toughest fighter in the world, but I can sure maneuver my way around anything that I want to deal with. Water, it will technically swim if you make it swim, but it has this cool ability to just glide on top of the water. This is particularly fun in the ocean biome because you can now sling yourself right back and forth between the rocks, and you can skim across the top of the water with this guy as well. You can use equipment with this. So, and we'll get back on land real quick to show you how that works. If I choose to use a rifle, let's say we switch back to our rifle. Now you can't really see it right now, but I think we can toggle this back into orbital so that you can see what I'm talking about. He stands up. It's the only time that you see this do it. It's when you're using equipment while it's mounted, which is nice because it gives you a little bit of an elevated look. You don't have to, you know, sometimes when you're shooting from the backs of dinos, you got a head in the way or something like that. And this props you up, gives you a nice good field of vision, and you can still pull all your targets. And because you're attached to the Bloodstalker, you still get the spider vision, which is pretty wild. And as soon as you drop out of your equipment, it'll go right back into its form, and that's that. The other cool thing, now, you see how we got that purple ring going around? That means I can target this guy with the primary attack, and if I hold it in, he will reel him in. If the dino is stuck, I can hold in the attack as long as I have stamina and continuously do damage to this animal until it dies, and there's literally nothing this animal can do about it. It's going to take me forever to kill this thing because I'm only a level 20 something, but I'll start to kill it. You can see the blood starting to pick up, and it will take it out. That third attack, which is like a thumbstick or or a C on the keyboard is your melee, your standard melee attack, which is a little odd. So you get a little bit of adjustment there, but it's also what breaks your what will break your webbing. The melee attack is really where a lot of your stamina goes down from, and then also using that web pull. There'll also be a timer in the top right hand corner. Once you do web something and pull it in, you gotta wait about 10 seconds before you can actually do that again. But we're not done talking about the cool things that this guy can do. This thing wall climbs like the Megalonias do. I can wall climb, I can rappel all over the place, slingshot myself across the map, I can pick up most, and by that pickup works on some of the flyers, a lot of the dinos that you see out here. Pretty much anything small to even the medium class creatures that are still kind of on the small end, you can still grab those as well. You'll always notice, because you'll have that little option, that little pink, that little purple circle will be an inclination, like this Parasaur I can grab. What is it, guy? Raptor or Armadillo? I think it's a Raptor. Yep, I can grab this too. Cool thing about, no, you gotta be careful when you're doing that too. I just made a mistake. You want to make sure you got that circle before you start messing with it. Now you gotta watch it. Like this can get annoying. Like if it's stuck, it's gonna get stuck. Sometimes it'll get itself unstuck and come to you. Sometimes it won't. But this also helps with taming too. Because I have this thing in hold position, I can now drag this thing around, move it around. I can hold it here, and I believe I can use equipment while I have it here. Raptor's stuck there. So obviously the trees are in the way here, but this also makes this thing good at taming as well. It can be a good taming utility. It is a giant pain in the butt to get to, and this is only a level 33. You can see the stats on here. They're not bad at all. You can make one to be more of a weight hauling guy, which is kind of what I eventually want to do. And also note that these are breedable, the first really ever breedable insects that we got on Ark without running mods, of course. My gripes would be the learning curve. The learning curve of slingshotting around here can be incredibly frustrating at first, but once you get it down, you can find yourself flying around all over the place. Also your jump, if you hold it in, you'll start to shake a little bit and you'll get more of a heightened jump, which allows you to kind of see around the map a little bit more and gives you more targeting options when you hit that slingshot. So if you're on the ground level trying to find something to slingshot to, this can be incredibly helpful. With that being said, not a whole lot else. God, he does so much. I could literally just sit here and fly around the map for days. I'm sure this is probably making people motion sick, so I'll settle down. But all in all, awesome tame, awesome critter, awesome. This is definitely a harder tame to get, but rightfully so because of all the cool nifty abilities it has. He's so much fun. How can you not like this? Look at him. Look at him. He just pooped. It's a cute poop. It's okay. I don't mind it. The Bloodstalker. This guy is vicious. He's awesome. I love it. I don't know what else to say. Anyway, taming. So it looks like you didn't need nearly as many blood packs. I only used 11 to tame a level 25, which it should have cost me more than that. It was a little crazy earlier. You needed a lot more. So blood packs are obviously a must. That can be a little difficult. You can just, over time, you can use the blood syringes to make the blood packs and just keep them in a preserving bin or in a refrigerator. Or if you're technologically advanced pretty good on your server, if you have access to maybe an indie cooker or even a cook pod, you can do this, spamming medical brews while you're doing this, because that way you can replenish your health and keep using the syringes. It's a tedious process, but the end result, as you can see, is definitely well worth it. These guys flourish on just about any of the biomes. They fly around. They make mobility a thing. You know, we have flyers, but we can't fly them currently unless you change the INI files if you're running a private server. But this is really one of your best ways to get around, I think. I love it. I hope you guys love it. And I figured Genesis is out and there's all new cool stuff coming out. So why would we not want to talk about something this awesome like the Bloodstalker? But that's it, guys. That's all I have. Hopefully we will get another build video coming out before the weekend, if not on the weekend. We'll also be Twitch streaming on Friday, at least Friday and Saturday night on Twitch as well, so feel free to follow me there as well. A big shout out to Mr. Miola. I am recording this the night that he put a shout out on our channel. He saw one of our build videos and kind of mocked it up and threw a lot of credit and a lot of love our way. And I really just want to say thank you for that. I am still replying to comments, still seeing notifications pop up, and quite honestly, like I don't know, I think I'm still in shock. I don't think I'm processing this very much. But I do, again, just want to take the time to say thank you to him as well. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's something else you wanted to see tamed. We will keep up with the starting out episodes for the 101 that we started we did 2 episodes. I want to do at least one more just to kind of get the basics down for people that might be new to the ARK universe. But again, we're going to pump out those build videos again this weekend and also do some Twitch streaming on our PvE server. If you're interested in joining a PvE server, interested in playing the Genesis map, feel free to hit me up, shoot us a message, hit me up at Discord, and these bugs won't leave me alone. So that must mean that, oh wait, they're leaving me alone. That's right, go on, you too. No, you're the wrong way. Wait, it's just nosy. You're just nosy, you can't help it. I'm sitting here trying to do this and you just want to fly around and be a jerk. If I find a mod with a giant bug light, I'm coming in here. Just to be clear. Just to be clear. But anyway, that's all, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. And until next time.